Okay guys, we are same day, different project. This is our elevator, our hay elevator, and the other day we went to bale hay, got down here to unload it, and the elevator would not work. The motor just went So we actually were able to take the motor to a local shop about an hour away and get the motor, I guess they re-spun it or whatever, rewound it, I guess is the word. This is a Milo elevator. It's 36 foot. I actually bought it used off my neighbor. It's pretty cool. I need an elevator and he didn't need one anymore. And I said, well, I forget how much he wanted for it. And I said, well, I could do it if you take payments. And he was fine with that. He would rather have the cash payments than a nice big check or whatever. I think I paid him like $2,000 or something. Anyway, so the motor on this thing is kind of different. The motor's right here in the middle. And the motor goes in there and then runs this. This is a gearbox. I think it's a Iron Man gearbox. And then on the other side, there is the gears. And that just runs the chain. So the kind of different. It's run in the middle. I guess one thing about it is that it equals out the amount of chain that is above and below the motor. So it's kind of like a push-pull thing going rather than just the bottom one pulling the whole thing. But it does work pretty well. We like it a lot. You can take it apart in sections or whatever. We did have trouble with it lowering down. This is about as low as you want to go with it. It'll collapse if you lower it too much. We've done that a couple times. It had a cable. Everything was cable. I bought this winch, strap winch, and put that on there and made the cable shorter rather than use the cable into the winch. I don't know if it's going to work any better or not, but there's so much tension on it. Like I said, right now is about as low as you can make it go. So it doesn't really fit in here all that great, but it works real well. I mean, you could pull it out, then the problem is so high. And what I did was I took these tracks. So these are the tracks that the top section goes on. It just has nylon rollers in there. And I made them so I moved them farther forward so that it would come down farther. And I think what you should do is move them back one section, which I probably will do one of these days when I have time. See, it just fits in there in the groove in there. And I just moved them. I don't remember how far I moved them. And they just need to move back. So that way, back here, it would catch and you wouldn't be able to go any lower than what it is now. So, and the other thing is if the winch ever broke or whatever, that would stop it. But if it didn't have that, then it wouldn't stop it. Or one of the ideas was to take and drill holes and put blocks of wood in there, and that would stop it and you could leave the track where it is. But it goes plenty high enough where it's set. So here's the motor. It's a Leeson, however you say it, Leeson, 1 horsepower, 3/4 inch shaft motor. And the guy that worked on it, he even labeled. He put a black zip tie on the one that gets the black wire and a white one on the one that gets the white wire. And I just had to go run over and get a different end for the ground wire. It was too big for the screw. So I went and got one I had a couple different ones I can try to get one that fits better. So we are going to wire this up and hopefully get it put into place. Try to figure out where to set the camera here. I'm going to do the wiring down here by the cord, so we'll set the camera down here. And this is the Action 5, which is supposed to do a little bit of subject scanning. So we'll see if it works this way. Can't really get the camera probably how I want it. Set the block somewhere else maybe. I'll try it right here. Let's go like that and set the block this way, I guess. Just tip it a little bit. That's not too bad. We'll give her a little tip there. We'll see. I'm not sure if I'm going to be on the camera or not, but the cord's right here, so that's what I gotta do. It's got the. I pulled the cord down so I could work on it, and I'm gonna put the cord on. Put the cord on it first. So hopefully, if I go right here, you can see a little bit of what I'm doing. I might cut my head off, but so I couldn't get the conduit piece out of the motor the other day, so I ended up just cut the cord right off. So I might end up having to. Whoever did it last time didn't leave much slack in the wires. I don't know why. The one wire was they were just barely through the conduit inside. So I'm just gonna do this, and then right down there by the cameras where the control box is, the switch box, and it's just bolted on a clamp on the side of the frame. So if I have to, I'm going to just unclamp it and move it to where I need it to be. I don't see the point in fighting with it. I've got to do the wiring first. It's not my favorite thing to do, but this is pretty easy. When you're putting it back how it was, it's not too bad. And the wire, it could use a new cord. It's getting pretty bad. It's got too many places in it to fix. So hopefully this will give me. Cut that piece of insulation out of there. Hopefully this will give me enough room, give me what I need to get this done. We'll get it put back together. And the hardest thing is, those of you that do this kind of stuff, there's one bolt that's on the back side of that gearbox that's going to be a pain in the butt. Of course, there has to be one that you can't get your wrench on. Can't. That cord's so bad it won't even go in the conduit. I'm gonna cut it a little bit more. That's probably won't. Conduit's pretty long, actually. Yeah, I think we'll cut it a little bit more. So there's always like that. There's one bolt in there that, honestly, I don't even know how I got it out the other day. Got about a 1/12 of a turn on a wrench. And then actually ended up that it got loose, and I ended up doing it with my thumb, but I couldn't even get 2 fingers on it. And it was not much fun at all, but I did get it. And guess what? If that one bolt gives me too much trouble putting it back in, that one bolt might not get put back in. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not gonna mess with it too much. 4 bolts. If one doesn't go, so be it, right? I don't think it's gonna fall out. There's my connector. Let's see if I can Strip these wires of these bad boys. Maybe. There's one. I gotta remember which one I used. Not that one. These strippers are kind of weird, aren't they? How they have numbers on one side only, and then seem like being right-handed, they're always backwards. Probably don't need the ground that far, but first thing we're going to do is put the wires through again, and then we will move it up a little bit. Put the wires through and then get the ground clamped down there. So wires through. This is kind of a different video. Might hear me swear. And take the ground. I think probably. I don't do tons of electrical of any kind. I couldn't tell you, this kind of stuff here, I couldn't tell you what kind of gauge wire it is or nothing like that. But I'm looking for a connector that fits it. It'll fit this screw. It's got to be a blue one. Kind of thought maybe it had to be. The one that was on there was been out of place or something. I don't know. Didn't look right. But we'll see if this blue one fits on there. There we go. That'll work. And then you gotta put this on here and pick the blue one. These little things, they're kind of nice if you know a little bit about them and how they work. So there, we got that on there. So that'll be the ground screw out. And then this guy put different kind of nuts on there too. He's got the sealers on them or something. We'll put this through there. Yeah, just barely enough room. Oh yeah, just barely fits through there. Get the ground first, maybe. These wiring motors is it's kind of different, isn't it? I've done a little bit of it. You can had to change the direction on them and stuff like that before. Now this one is kind of different to me, is that you open it up and all the wires are yellow. And this isn't bad, but they're all labeled. But they're all yellow. Whereas usually these electric motors, you open them up and there's the colors of the rainbow. There's brown, white, black, red, orange, green. And it's usually, they'll tell you on the chart, it'll tell you, put these three colors together and these three colors together. And I'd like to have that ground be just a little bit longer, I guess. Shoot. Man, that thing just wants to be a pain. Cover. So I'll try it. And it, so these are all yellow now. They're marked like T1, T2, and it's kind of neat that if you want it to run one way, you put all the odds together, and if you want to run it the other way, all you do is switch. I think it's 5 and 6 or something like that, and it makes it go the other way. It's kind of neat. This is the part that's not going to be much fun. Well, maybe it won't be too bad. Or see, put some kind of different nuts on there. Getting everything to fit's a pain. Must be an electric motor kind of thing. I've never seen nuts like that. They're blue and got like a little cover on them. Must be a waterproof cover. And the guy said to my dad, I said, make sure if the motor's outside, you cover it up. Well, that's easier said than done. I don't know how I can cover it up. How long it's going to stay covered up. It does have a plate on it and everything. I don't know. Might just take a big piece of plywood. My idea actually was to take like a piece of plywood or something and cut it to fit in there and just have it so the water didn't run on it. We'll see if it works. Alright. It works. So that's good. Actually got that. So the only thing I don't know about is whether I've got enough cord to reach. And the other thing I don't know about is which way. I guess it goes like that. So we'll get her put on there. Gotta put the conduit on. And then, worst case scenario, I'll have to move the switch closer to the motor, which isn't a big deal. That's one, it does need new cord though. Well, I don't know, I can buy, I guess it's just a wire actually. Buy some, I should have some outdoor, just get some outdoor wire and run it. Looks like it's a little heavier duty. Gotta have some 10-3 somewhere. That would probably work. Looks like it's a little bit bigger than 12 gauge wire for electrical. So that is that part. Now, question is, obviously, can I get it hooked back up? And fortunately, or unfortunately, I don't know which way, but if I get the shaft in there, it should stay. So we're going to get that. Of course, the whole thing's turning. Alright. So, trying to think where I could put the camera. Just trying to do something different. I don't know if I talk loud enough all the time or not, but move the camera up here a little bit and see if we can knock the camera on the ground, right? Easy. So you can see right there, got the bolt circle. It's got to go in there. Shaft goes in there, and then 4 bolts go in there and hold it. So let's just see if the camera will set there and tip it down like that. See what that looks like. Put that one up there so it hooks it a little bit. There we go. Bear with me. There we go. That shouldn't be too bad. Screen's locked. There, that's not too bad. I don't think you're going to be able to see the whole thing, but get the idea. Hard part is that the motor is 35 pounds. And obviously, kind of got to do a one hand hold the motor, one hand slide it in there. And try to get the bolts lined up. So, we'll put the bolts up here. Hopefully they stay there since they're nice and rusted and be hard to find. And then we're going to see, hopefully the cord is long enough. And hopefully I didn't run it on the wrong side of the elevator. Oh, guess what? Cord is definitely too short. So, see if this is as easy to do as I thought it was. It is two bolts. Let's see if we can do it. Probably gonna break them. So this is all I need right here. It's got this bracket holding the switch on. 2 bolts on the back side. So to get that set up there, then it will let's see if I got the camera right on the, oh, what are they, 9/16 maybe? Probably knocked the camera off there. But, so I mean this is just kind of, you can just move it, hopefully. So I'm just going to move it to the other side of this bar. And then I know I'll have enough room. Actually, for right now, I don't even care if it's on there. But I'll cut that wire, or the tape. Somebody taped it. Cut the tape. Get the slack in it, and then we'll have to retape it all. Which is no big deal. I'm not sure. I don't remember it being. It must not have been taped to begin with. It probably was zip tied. Should be a better solution. But boy, it's getting weathered. This will give me plenty of slack. So I'll probably zip tie it, and then don't have to worry about it. I mean, what's the difference? You move this that much closer to the motor, and you don't have to mess with it. Makes it so you don't have to bend over quite as far, I guess. Also, so we'll see. I'd like to get this switch fixed. It's got a stopper button type switch. I got where it came out a lot. And I don't know if it was just people that were running it or what, but it came out a lot, and I have it somewhere at the house, I think. So I'm gonna just go like this. Put that back there, and we're just gonna put it right over there. No big deal. And Once you know that bracket's stuck on there. Hell of a thing, huh? Oh, yeah, I swore. Bracket's stuck on there. It's kind of weird. But we're just going to move it up here and put it right back on. So we're just kind of doing a little bit of whatever you want to call it, maintenance today. Is that through there? It goes like this, right? Can't remember how it was. Go like that, or does it go the other way? Oh, you're crooked. Camera's crooked. I think it goes like that. Must be just move it up just a little bit more. There. That should be plenty. I was thinking, did it go through? Yeah, it goes like that. That's the back side. So I've been working on the rake. I got the rake put together. The spring that I bought isn't going to work because they must put the hooks in there. Must be they put the hooks in there as a when it's straight, I guess. That makes sense. Straight piece of whatever you call it, 1/4-inch rod or whatever, and then they must bend it after they put it through the spring to get the hook on the end that hooks to the rake frame, which picks the wheels up and down. And I couldn't, a brand new spring, but I don't have any idea how they got the hook into it. So I went digging and counting wheels, and I figured out I wasn't looking for a wheel. I was looking for the bar or piece of the frame that the wheel goes onto. So I was looking for a much smaller piece, and which means it could fit a smaller area. And I found it down the bottom of the beef barn under the shelf, and the spring was there. The spring's bent a little bit, but I was able to get it on the rake, and it's got like a little bend in one of the coils. It's not a big deal. I don't think it's gonna bother it one bit. And it should work fine. So then the other thing of the rake was the cylinder. Has that single actuating cylinder, or whatever you call it. I think that's what it is, where you move the lever, one remote runs it, but you move the lever both ways. And I guess the hydraulic fluid flows back into the tractor. Trying to find another small wrench here. I was looking for. And so I got it all unhooked, and I thought, well, I tried it, and it wasn't any better, even if it was unhooked from the rake. So the rake is not the problem. I don't know what happened to the cylinder, whether the wheel fell off, and that was the cylinder, and that's the side the cylinder got messed up on. The bolts broke, and the wheel fell right off the side. But, so I don't know what happened to it, why it would quit working, but it did. That's all I can tell you. Let's see, motor's not. So then it's like, okay, well, I got to go get a cylinder, which, you know, they're readily available at Tractor Supply. Not a huge deal. I'm not sure. I've never made one, bought one with the purpose. Oh man, key's missing. Oh, what's in there? Isn't that something? Key's stuck in there. I never bought a cylinder for the purpose of it being a single actuating whatever. So that's something I don't know anything about. This sucker just barely fits up in there. Trying to figure out how to. Should be about like that. Like I said, this is the hard part. Just because it's heavy. And they got it so just barely fits in there, and I can't. Pretty tough that. There we go. Can't line up that key. I don't think. I have to. Whew. That'll make you heavy. The key is stuck in the gearbox. I don't know how I'd ever get it out of there, but I can't quite line up the groove. Come on. Gotta be close. Super close. I never had a keyway stick in there that way. I've had it. There we go. This must be, I got it. Whew. Usually in my experience anyway, the keyway sticks on the motor. And the other problem I'm having is my bolts are not lining up. Let's see. I need it to turn just a little bit. Motor's not. Just barely. Whew. I mean, it fits in this frame. Whew. 1/4 inch. The bolts are lined up. So now I got the job putting that one back in there, and I don't even remember how I did it. This is the top one somehow. Going to do. I don't even remember how I got it out of there. Might have to go see if I can find a knuckle or a socket. Put this bottom one in at least most of the way. The problem I had the other day was the one, you know, they line up with each other, so you can't get one around the other. Anyway, can't quite figure out how to get it in there without some sort of I don't have any idea how anybody did it the last time. Anyway, I had to take Lainey to softball. Actually, I have to help coach. So we're going to call it a video there. We'll get this put back in tomorrow. I think I just have to get a knuckle for the socket and I can do it. But at least the motor turns on. It's wired and everything, so it's going to go. So we'll call it a video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more from Triple D Maple, Triple D Farms, and Triple D Cabins. Have a great day.